If you don't know how to turn left on Broadway, I highly recommend you learn. You may not recognize his name, but if you've ever been to the Alamo, you've definitely seen his work. Welcome to Galveston Unscripted. We've got a quick story for you today. This one's about Pompeo Coppini, a famous Italian-American sculptor, and how a little bit of his work has been recreated here on the island. Galveston has been influenced by cultures and artists and people from all over the world. It is an absolute beautiful day on the island. It is nice and sunny, a lot of people outside, a lot of activity here on 25th or Rosenberg and Broadway. Broadway is otherwise known as Avenue J. Ready? Let's go. And no, we are not going to be talking about the Texas Heroes Monument today. Even though it is one of the island's most popular, most driven by, most walked by, everybody sees it when you drive down Broadway. People keep looking at me like they've never seen a gimbal before. I mean, it's not that crazy. So right in between City Hall and the fire department, we have this sculpture right here. This specific sculpture was completed in 2020, but the story behind it goes back well over a century. Pompeo Coppini, an Italian sculptor formerly trained in Italy, made his way to the United States and became an Italian-American sculptor. You may not recognize his name, but if you've ever been to the Alamo, you've definitely seen his work. With all the names of the people who died at the Alamo inscribed, that is one of his. He's got works all over the state of Texas and all over the United States. After the 1900 storm, the city got together and requested that Pompeo Coppini design and sculpt a statue as a reminder and to pay tribute to the victims of the 1900 storm. Check out this house. Pompeo Coppini designed and constructed a plaster sculpture and delivered it. The city leaders at the time thought it was too raw, too emotional. It was too close to the tragedy. And the city of Galveston basically didn't accept the statue, although they had asked for it. The statue ended up being moved around quite a few times between Austin and World's Fairs all over the United States. The statue was put in storage, mislabeled, and lost. No one ever saw it again. Just a few years ago, using only 2 or 3 photographs, an artist, Doug McLean here on the island, re-sculpted that statue, and it was dedicated behind City Hall to the city of Galveston. The full story is truly fascinating. I highly recommend going and listening to Doug tell the full story of the statue and how he was able to recreate victims of the Galveston flood, now named Hope. The Hope statue. Pompeo Coppini has many, many ties to Galveston.
A famous sculptor named Pompeo Coppini who did the Alamo cenotaph and some other famous pieces that you would recognize around the state.
The cemeteries here, the sculptures just like that. If you want to dive deeper into that story, into the sculptor, into the sculpture, go listen to Galveston Unscripted. That was one of the first interviews I did back in 2021. Thanks for walking with me. I am back home. See you next time.